that larger courtroom now. Sorry? Do that larger courtroom now. I would suggest, yes. Good morning. Good morning. This is a regular meeting of Commissioners Court of Grimes County, Texas. Today is Wednesday, the 24th of July. It is 9 a.m. We are in the Grimes County Annex Building, 114 West Buffington Avenue, Anderson, Texas. The meeting has been called to order. We're going to have our invocation. We'll ask our brother Charles Tompkins, if you would, to lead us in the invocation. Then, if you would, if you'd stand for that and then remain standing for the pledge to the U.S. flag and the Texas flag, please.
Let us pray. Father God, we come to you, asking you now, Father, this house is full. And we need your wisdom. And you, Father, you said wisdom is a principal thing, but Father, you said in all of our getting, get an understanding. May this court, Father, not only give our wisdom, but may everyone that is involved, every issue that is resolved, will come to an understanding. And write your blessings upon this court, upon the judge, upon everyone that is here. And we know, Father, that all your blessings are yea and amen. So we receive that in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Thank you very much. Would you be seated, please? If you have a chair. Well, the bad news is we don't have any door prizes that maybe you heard we were giving away today, but maybe next time, so come back in a couple of weeks. This is the time when we entertain public comments. If you have a public comment that you'd like to make, I'd ask that you come to the podium, that you identify yourself, and limit your comments, if possible, to 2 minutes. Good morning.
Name's Bob Goldstein. I'm representing Grimes County Crime Stoppers. Not very often I get to play to a full house, Joe. It's wonderful. Anyway, I'm here to announce that we've changed the date of our meetings to the first Thursday of every month. Reason being, we have discovered that everybody else meets the rest of the week. And figured it was a convenient time for people to come to our meeting. I will tell you that we are constantly recruiting for new members. We support law enforcement. I guess that's about the best I could say. Worthwhile cause. And since we have started the tip of the week, our tips have increased quite a bit.
So time and place, please, sir.
Right here, 6 o'clock.
So your first revised Thursday meeting is going to be next Thursday, which would be about the 2nd?
First.
August 1st, okay. Is that correct?
Yes,
Very good. Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Are there any other public comments? And finally, are there any other public comments? Hearing none, seeing none, we'll move on to consent agenda items number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Consent agenda item number 3, consider and take action to approve the treasurer's list of claims and bills. We've had a copy of that before us, Commissioners. Agenda item 4, consider and take action to approve payroll. We've had a printout of that. Agenda item number 5, approve monthly report submitted by the county treasurer for June 2019 and authorize advertisement of affidavit of same in accordance with local government code 114.026. That's page 7 of this agenda. And agenda item number 6, consider and take action to approve budget amendments and line item transfers. They're submitted as a part of the agenda. And agenda item number 7, approve minutes of previous Commissioners Court meetings. Workshop meeting on June 13, 2019, 9 a.m. Regular meeting on June 26, 2019, 9 a.m. Workshop meeting on June 26, 2019 at 12 p.m., workshop meeting of June 28, 2019 at 9:30 a.m., special meeting on July 8, 2019 at 8:45 a.m., workshop meeting on July 8, 2019 at 9 a.m., and regular meeting on July 10, 2019 at 9 a.m. So what you folks are missing by only coming every now and then? So, I do know, I had conversation, commissioners, with Commissioner Walker yesterday. We have a revised minutes that was submitted to you for the 26th meeting on June 26th at 9 a.m. On agenda item number 7, and Judge Laughlin, you're here this morning, so you might remind us also. There was discussed and take possible action regarding mailbox located at 205 Veterans Memorial Drive, Navasota, Texas. The notation we had in the item, in the minutes, was item was tabled. But Judge, you were going to go check with others and get that resolved.
Yes, sir, I think it is resolved. The boxes have been ordered.
Right.
Cat has worked with the post office as well, and I think everything is go with. It's not, Commissioner, for the designation of suite A, B, C, or whatever we need to go ahead with that. And I think there were 3 entities out there, and myself, the extension office and the constable's office, that chose to go with the lock-in mailboxes because of the type of stuff we get sent in. So, just, I don't know if you're aware, I haven't had a chance to check with you or advise you yet, Commissioner. The boxes were picked up yesterday in College Station. We have them in the office now. So.
Thank you.
So versus tabled, issue resolved? Okay. So will we make a notation for the minutes on that? Okay. And then also on that same date, on agenda item number 20, discussion and possible action to authorize the sale of county property on FM 244. I thought we had, Harry, didn't we do a sealed bid on that, or we were going to put it out for sealed bid?
There were 2 pieces of property.
One was Iola.
The one on 2445, y'all wanted us to hold off until we had removed the rock from that property.
Right.
The one in Iola, it was my understanding that y'all had authorized us to go ahead with the sale on that.
Okay, and authorized us is you, Road and Bridge? Okay. So the minutes need to reflect, because we did that in executive session. Out of executive session, then we voted to let you do seal, was it seal bid?
Seal bids,
On the Iola property?
yes.
Okay. so-
You made the motion.
Right.
Commissioner Mallett seconded it.
Okay. So we'll get the minutes to reflect? Yes? Okay. And was there one more on that date? That was,
No, it wasn't one on
Oh, it
that
was the
day. It was
the
the
interlocal.
interlocal agreement between, it was July 10th. It was on the July 10th.
Okay.
Let me find the one. Number 13 on the interlocal to review, modify, or terminate interlocal
yeah.
agreement with the city of Iola. So just for clarity, it's reading motion by Commissioner Mallett to keep the interlocal agreement with the city of Iola regarding services for on-site facilities as previously approved, sending it back to Iola for consideration. And I was discussing with the judge, Commissioner Mallett, that it should probably read keeping the same language or something, because it was never, it was terminated in May.
I
and
believe we approved the new
That was the-
wording and sent to them, but never came back to us.
That was the 911 agreement, but the we sent it to them like we did BDAS, we combined them. But because their original one was a separate agreement for the on-site sewer facilities, we combined them. But they sent it back with that language different.
Right.
They wanted to make a change in the language. We sent it back, keeping the language
Yeah.
the same, and we were waiting for an answer from Iola. But the services were terminated, and I didn't want it misconstrued that the interlocal agreement with Iola as was previously approved, because we did not previously approve. We have previously approved the combined one, but they sent the on-site sewer one back with different language. And we said we wanted to keep the remaining language the same, this language the same.
Okay.
So just for
I thought
clarity's
that-
sake.
Yeah, I thought that's kind of what it said, but yeah.
Well,
we
it
can
may be
clarify
my
a little further.
perception of what it's saying. I just want to be clear,
Okay.
you know, that we don't have an agreement. I just wanted to reflect, the records to reflect
Okay.
that we're waiting, or we have waited on the city of Iola for
So-
consideration.
Right, so we have an understanding on that.
Okay. Was it, I did speak to Corey, John C. called me, I couldn't get off the other line I was on, and we talked about if you wanted to add, that we keep the interlocal, keep the language in the interlocal agreement while, with Iola the same, as submitted or something like that, then it's clear.
Because that's what we've agreed to, and it's back at Iola's court to make their decision.
Right.
Okay. Okay, keep as submitted, if you'll make that notation. Are there any other comments on any of the other minutes of any of the multiple meetings that we have reviewed?
Yes, Judge, I have a comment. There was some concern last Commissioners Court regarding some of the damages that were being created on our county roads, and that some of the contractors needed to pay for those damages, and it's reflected in this budget cycle that between $140,000 and $160,000 has been received through the Road and Bridge Department to mitigate some of those damages.
Okay. But no change to the minutes?
No, sir.
Okay. With that discussion, is there a motion for the court?
I move to approve consent agenda items 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 as presented, with the changes to the minutes.
Second.
There's a motion before the court on consent agenda items number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 by Commissioner Mallett. There's a second by Commissioner Cox. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries and the vote is 4-0. Recognize that Commissioner Dobianski is not present today. For those that are attending, he is on his way to Washington, D.C. He's going to straighten things out there and then come back and give a report next Commissioner's Court, by golly. So I would suggest you keep him in your prayers. We will go to agenda item number 8, Chief Appraiser, District Tax Office, Mark Beneke. The man you all love to hate, but he is graciously come in, and he has his bodyguard Shannon, so Shannon, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, Judge. My name's Mark Beneke. I'm the Chief Appraiser at the Appraisal District. This is Shannon Sanders. He's the assistant. What I handed you is we certified the appraisal roll for all the taxing entities on the 22nd of Monday, and they were dropped in the mail, so hopefully you have received them. We also emailed them out. On the top page, I just ran you a little spreadsheet to show your taxable value of 2018, the most current 2018 numbers, and the certified values for 2019. And you have about 11% increase in and your levy rolling. So, after this process, we start to calculate your rollback and your effective tax rate. I think they changed the name, the legislature, it's rate of no new taxes, something. But, you know, we're going to calculate those and we'll get them out to you, what, about a week? About a week.
And on the 11%, and I know we met yesterday, I don't know if I asked the question, what percent of that is new versus increased value? Do we know that?
I can get you that number. I didn't have that prepared.
Okay, that's all right. I woke up at 2 o'clock this morning thinking about that, so. But well, I mean, because that, with what the legislature's done, not for us, but to us,
Yes, sir.
that's gonna be important for the future. So I just, to start understanding, if you guys could work up the number of what is strictly from increased value and then what's gonna be new value, I'd be appreciative on
And would
that.
you like me to go calculate that or find out and come back and report to you today?
Not necessary,
Okay.
but when it rolls in, because you still have the rolling stock number that's gonna come in, and I don't know where that affects, and,
Yes, sir, that came in yesterday.
oh, you did get that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
All right.
it's
About $18 million.
about 18 million.
Okay.
So,
All right.
once I calculate that, I'll email it to all y'all's emails.
That would be great, and to the auditors, please.
Yes, I sure will.
Anything else?
I did have a question.
Sure,
for Mr.
go ahead.
Donahue. Could you speak to, I think it was the, originally we thought that it might have been soft money, but I realized from the judge that you spoke to the value of a pipeline that was undervalued maybe, and that's why we.
Well, they had, yes, we had, from the preliminary numbers to these numbers, there was an increase in one pipeline over $100 million from 18 to 19. And that was because, you know, we called our contractor who appraised that pipeline, and they've verified it with the pipeline company themselves and said, yes, that was a good number. The way I understand it, the pipeline runs through the state of Texas, and it used to push crude north, so it was going into Oklahoma. Do you know, what was that terminal?
Just the hub up there,
Cushing.
pushing up.
So that's where it was going. And since the two pipelines that they were trying to connect the United States up to Canada, so Canada has the tar sands, and so they got those pipelines completed, and those pipelines that was in the news a couple of years ago. Well, they got those completed, so they're able to take the Canadian tar sand oil, and so they reverse direction of that pipeline. So instead of pushing product north, they started taking the Canadian oil and dumping it down to the coast so it could be refined.
Mhm.
And so the value of that pipeline went up.
So is that-
we get the benefit of that.
So it's not an inventory, when I originally thought it was an inventory number,
Mm-hmm.
now it's an asset value number, which could change if they change direction, but it's a little bit more static than just having inventory coming in and going out. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And that's
Yes,
kind
the
of a
value of
plus.
that hard asset of the pipe in the easement going through our county.
So it could fluctuate, but
Where everything fluctuates.
it could, what I'm saying is, I'm trying to get to, it's not really what we consider soft money, but it's also not guaranteed because of the
Right.
fluctuation.
Yes, ma'am.
But I think we can count on it a little bit more than not count on it.
Okay.
Yes, yes, it's more stable than just inventory.
Okay. All right, we have you on record now. It's
But remember, everything changes.
Yes.
I know you'll have more numbers to crunch. Thank you very much for being here. Any other questions, commissioners, before we let them out?
Can you speak to this as far as new home sites in the county? Did that make our What our values look like on home improvements?
I would, Shannon, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that our growth is about typical for the last couple of years. We have several hundred new homes. There was no big subdivisions that came online or anything that really changed to that, but we're getting good growth in the county. You know, we got College Stations, and we got Washington, and we got Waller, and Montgomery. All those are,
Filling up.
you know, they're growing and their values are going up, and so when people come to Grimes County, they said, well, things are a little bit cheaper over here, and so they're choosing to locate here. So I think we have really good growth.
And with the 249, we anticipate
Yes.
kind of a surge in growth also.
Yes, sir. Anything else?
You better leave before she stumps the panel. No, Commissioner, any other questions?
Well, I'm just asking.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Get an understanding. Okay, I can visit with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
You're always welcome.
And we know where they live, right by the jail. Thank you, fellas, appreciate it. All right. I'm going to take a liberty because of a meeting conflict of taking agenda item number 14. Review and approve the final plat for Anderson Ridge subdivision Phase 2. I'll ask David Lilly, Emergency Management Coordinator and Subdivision Coordinator. Mr. Lilly?
Yes, Judge and Commissioners, you may remember we had this come up at the last Commissioners Court, and it was tabled mainly because the builder, developer did not have a bond in place yet. We do have a construction bond in place now. And I'm looking at, I submitted a revised final plat. I'm looking at it. Harry and I have not had a chance to look at it in depth yet, but it does look like, Harry, that they do have drainage easements identified on here, and in some places where they didn't have them drawn before. So probably a few more tweaks that may need to be done as far as construction before they can start construction on the road. But overall, I'm comfortable with this plat in its current configuration.
Is there a sense of urgency to sign off on this today?
They have, I believe the developer is here, Bo.
Yes, sir.
I
sorry,
had a question about, is there an urgency about getting this approved? You had mentioned
There
that
is.
you do have some.
We've got one local family that's ready to move into one of the lots in Phase 2. So we would like to go ahead and get it approved. We've tried to do everything that the county's asked. We've got the bond.
Do you now have the bond in hand?
Yes.
We gave it to them
All right.
just almost 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Do you have any
Does
issues?
Phase 2 already have roads in?
It's
Or-
not, so speaking with the county, we are still working on finalizing the drainage plan. We're not to break ground on the road until the drainage plan is finalized.
And you have not had a chance to?
I have been in conversation with their engineers. They have addressed my questions that affect the plat directly. So I'm satisfied
Okay.
with the final plat as it stands.
Okay.
All right.
And just for the record, there's one road that they're building. We don't have a name for it yet.
Harry Walker Boulevard sounds pretty good.
Whatever we need to do.
As long as it's not Memorial.
Touche. Okay. It's in Commissioner Dobianski's, but he is, as I said, straightening out Washington. Is there a motion?
If there's no further discussion, I make the motion we approve the final plat for Anderson Ridge subdivision Phase 2 at this time.
Second.
There is a motion before the court on agenda item number 14 by Commissioner Walker, seconded by Commissioner Mallett. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Do we need to sign off on that?
I'm going to turn it over to Harry.
All right, good. We will now go back to the agenda in order to agenda item number 9. Consider and recognize the following employee for her years of service and her retirement. And Generally, this happens with Commissioner Dobianski, but since he's not here, I would gladly take his place, because I've worked with this lady for a number of years in my previous life. Becky, are you in here somewhere? You want to come forward? This is a retirement award presented to Rebecca Duff, better known as Becky, in appreciation for your 29 years of service committed to Grimes County. Your hard work and years of service is greatly appreciated. July 31st, 2019. Becky.
Thank you, Ms. Duff.
Her job as our elections administrator has had a lot of ups and a lot of downs with elections and equipment and changes in the law, just one thing after another. Election laws are not very static. They have a tendency to change on a very regular basis, and I've worked with Becky, I guess, over the last 10, 12 years in another capacity, but worked through special elections, runoff elections, general elections, primary elections, school, city. So we've had a lot of elections in Grimes County, and none of us have gone to jail as a result of Becky running those elections. So I think that's an absolute positive. One more time. Do you have any comments that you'd like to make?
I just want to thank God and all the people that worked so hard to support the elections and make Grimes County #1.
You bet. You bet. I know that maybe a lot of you are here for recognizing Becky's retirement. Court, with your permission, I'd like to take a 15-minute recess. We have some refreshments set up out here, so those that might want to participate and mingle around. So I would like to adjourn the court, not adjourn, I'd like to recess the court for 15 minutes, and then we'll reconvene at 17 minutes before the hour. Okay? So, not to leave, but there's...
And I feel it.
The court is back in session. We've finalized our recess for the celebration of Becky Duff's retirement. Going to take another liberty, court, if I may. I need to move our agenda item number 13, Justice of the Peace Precinct 1, Judge Chris Acord. Bring him up. He has a court at 10 o'clock. So, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Consider and take action to approve the master agreement between Official Payments Corporation and Grimes County, attachment number 13.
This is something that when I came on, I seen a need for. We have online payments and over-the-phone payments available through Official Payments, but we don't have a credit card swipe machine in our offices, nor does Judge Laughlin or Judge Underwood. And we started this before Judge Laughlin came on, when Judge LaFleur was still judge. And he put it all in my court coordinator, Jan Pesco's lap, and told her to figure all this out. We dealt with several companies looking to see which was going to be the best way to go. We ultimately decided to stick with the company that we already use for our online and phone payments. Really important for my office especially. We don't have a bank there in town. All we have is a post office, and when people come in, they either have to have a cashier's check or a money order to pay. Well, the post office only accepts debit cards, and so it creates a problem. So we would like to go ahead. Like I said, we've been dealing with this for the last year or so. We would like to go ahead and get this approved. We have submitted the first contract to John C.'s office. He went through, made some omissions and some changes. Ms. Pesco resubmitted that, and we do have the final draft that illustrates the changes that he asked to be done. And Corey, I assume that y'all went over that final draft?
Yes, they made the changes he requested.
The only copy I have is draft stamped throughout. Is that correct?
That's the final one. That is the final draft.
Okay.
And there's very few changes. It was, I think, I don't know if on y'all's copies, Ms. Pesco circled the page number at the bottom and had an arrow drawn to where the changes needed to be done. I know on my final draft copy it has it, but,
He asked that they remove automatic renewals, and
Right.
stipulate that the venue for any litigation would be in Grimes
Grimes
County.
County.
And.
And they complied with those.
And then I think they added, in the indemnity paragraph, to the extent provided by law that he usually requested. That,
and
those are the
they made all the
changes I
changes that
believe.
he had requested. So, and like I say, Judge Laughlin, Judge Underwood, both are in agreement with this. We've all reviewed it and we're all in agreement with this. And like I said, there'd be one card machine per office. It's $120 to purchase a machine, which we all have it in our machinery equipment budget. And then it's a $100 per office setup fee to get it in. And we have spoke with them. It will be integrated with the LGS software that we will be going to in our office. So,
Excellent.
and it's going to charge the customers the $5.95 one-time fee for using it, just like the online or the phone calls. So.
Judge, if there's no questions, I'll make a motion to approve the master agreement between Official Payments Corporation and Grimes County dealing with the JP offices.
Second.
There's a motion before the court on agenda item number 13 by Commissioner Cox, seconded by Commissioner Mallett. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Judge.
Thank y'all.
Don't be late for court.
All right.
We will now go back to agenda item number 10. Consider and take action to approve out-of-state travel for Commissioner David Dobianski to attend the Regional Leadership Conference at the White House on July 25, 2019. Commissioners, if y'all don't approve him, you better call him back from the airport right now.
What exactly are we approving, Marlene?
Any out-of-state travel is supposed to be approved by commission.
Sir, we can't close the door, but you can step outside and say court's in session. Mary Ann, you want to let them know court's in session? Thank you. Mary Nichols, the question was asked, what does that entail?
Okay, I've already forgotten the question.
It's in regards to his
Any
out-of-state travel has to be approved by the
It's
court.
just a county policy, it's in the personnel policy manual that any out-of-state travel has to be approved by commissioners board.
Okay.
Usually out-of-state travel is more expensive than in-state travel, so that's fine.
And this is all part of his leadership program that he
No,
didn't.
actually, this is an invitation from the
Oh,
White
yeah, I
House
did.
where they are inviting, and he had a complication at the airport when he was supposed to go with the Texas delegation.
Yes.
And since that got messed up, he called to see if he could go with another delegation. And he was told as long as he didn't wear his Texas flag and let the other states know they'd squeeze Texas in again, that he could come. So he's on his way.
I think we all got those invitations.
So we did.
I move to approve out-of-state travel for Commissioner Dobianski to attend the Regional Leadership Conference at the White House
I
on
second.
July 25th, 2019.
Thank you. There's a motion before the court on agenda item number 10 by Commissioner Mallett, seconded by Commissioner Walker. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Number 11, Tax Assessor Collector Mary Ann Waters, recognition of Tax Assessor Collector's Office by the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles by presentation of award of the silver level for their participation in the Performance Quality Recognition Program. Ms. Waters?
Good morning, Court.
Good morning.
This is a program that the DMV does for the county offices to show their customer service within the program of DMV. I have with me today Joshua Coons, Shelley Mollet, and Whitney Brewster. And Ms. Brewster, they're all with DMV. Ms. Brewster would like to come up and
Please, if you would, state your name and your organization again.
Good morning, Judge Fowl, Commissioners. My name is Whitney Brewster. I'm the Executive Director of the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be with you today. It's a great day to be in Grimes County. We drove over from Austin this morning, and I can tell you it's much better to be here than in traffic in Austin, that's for sure. I am joined today by our Deputy Executive Director, Shelley Malott, and our Vehicle Title and Registrations Division Director, Jeremiah Kuntz. This is a great opportunity for us to really highlight the good that the Grimes County Tax Assessor Collector's Office and staff are doing. Today we are here to recognize Mary Ann Waters and her staff for providing exemplary vehicle title and registration transactions here in the county. By going above and beyond and complying with Texas laws, rules, and exceeding customer expectations, the Grimes County Tax Office has earned the silver level recognition in Tex DMV's Performance Quality and Recognition Program. This well-earned achievement is something the county and your residents should be extremely proud of. It shows the commitment to outstanding performance and efficiency in performing these transactions, and this really makes a difference to people in your county. Just to tell you a little bit about the program, what we highlight is performing efficiently the transactions, low error rates, complying consistently with all rules and regulations, having a fraud, waste, and abuse program, focusing on customer satisfaction, and implementing cost savings measures, all things that the county and its residents should be very proud of. I want to thank Grimes County for a job very well done. It makes our job a lot easier too. And thank you again for the time. If appropriate, Judge, Commissioners, if I could ask Mary Ann Waters to come up and receive the award.
Absolutely,
Thank you,
absolutely. And her team too, okay. Now, is there a gold level?
There is.
Does that entail giving away free license plates? Because if that's the case, silver's eyes we're going.
Well, yeah. We don't have a program for that.
Okay, good. We need the revenue. I don't want a photobomb, let me get out.
Oh, come on.
All right, stand behind me.
And y'all keep that pose too. Commissioner Mallett.
Al, did you want in?
No, sir.
No, I
Hand up, Phil.
Tell me to get out of the way.
Yeah, the lady right behind me, I can't. Yeah. See everybody's faces? One, two, three. Get one more. Thank you.
All right. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, thank
Oh,
you.
miss, thank you.
Thank you again.
Hey, thank you for coming down. Appreciate that.
Congratulations, Mary Ann.
Thank you, Miss Mary Ann.
Thank you.
Continuing on with agenda item number 12, again, Tax Assessor Collector Mary Ann Waters, consider and take action to approve a resolution and interlocal agreement between Texas DMV and the County Tax Assessor Collector for provision of equipment and consumables, and authorize the county judge as signatory. Our attachment 12. Yes, ma'am.
This is an agreement with Texas Department of Motor Vehicles. We currently, the last one we signed was in 2012, and it was when it was the Texas Department of Transportation. And so this covers all the equipment in our office that is supplied by the state. And it gives a contract of how it's replaced, if anything's lost, stolen, they go through a replacement cycle every 6 years. And this is the terms that we agreed to with them to have their equipment. John C's looked at it, everything looks fine.
For our guest, John C. is our county attorney, just for your information.
One of the requirements of the interlocal agreement is to have a resolution, that's why we have one attached.
I am looking forward to the day we get a resolution where there's only one or two whereases in it. I don't know if there's such a thing,
I
but.
don't know either.
Corey, is it necessary that we read the resolution since we've all had an opportunity to review?
No, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Commissioners, are there any questions on either document, resolution or interlocal?
And this is a 6-year document?
Well, the equipment is for 6 years.
I think the contract was for 6 years, but either party could terminate within 30 days' notice or as mutually agreed.
It's item number 4 on the release, I believe. The county may request the department remove leased equipment at any time. The equipment will be removed within 30 days.
You pretty much need this equipment to get the gold status, right?
We need this equipment to operate, period. No equipment, no open doors.
Judge, if there's no questions, I'll make a motion to approve a resolution or the resolution and interlocal agreement between Texas DMV and the county tax assessor collective for provision of equipment and consumables and authorize the county judge as signatory.
Seconded.
There's a motion before the court on agenda item number 12 by Commissioner Cox, seconded by Commissioner Walker. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to our guests. Agenda item number 14 has already been handled. We'll now go to agenda item number 15, Grimes County Elections Administrator Rebecca Duff and Lucy Ibarra. Is one or the other? Oh, Lucy's, okay. Agenda item number 15, consider and take action to approve payment of the Hart Inter-Civic Maintenance Extended Warranty invoice.
Yes.
Attachment number 15. Ms. Ibarra?
So this is going to be a normal, it's going to happen every year. It's our main contract and service agreement. Hart is our biggest vendor to support the department. Pretty much what we use for 80 to 90% of what we do. So it's kind of a given that we would normally approve this. It is a little expensive, but they control equipment, programming, ballot printing, anything and everything that we do election-wise. It's going to be our primary support.
You do have an increase in the quantity, right?
We do, and that's going to be because of the new equipment that Ms. Duff requested and got approved from Brazos County. So that number should reflect, unless we add anything else, which we don't anticipate, but at least for the next couple of years, that equipment number and price should stay the same.
And the $10,140 is an annual.
Yes. Yes, sir. So this is going to support warranty, service, and then any kind of the special elections, special requests, training. So the specialized training that I went through a month ago, that also supports part of that as well.
And this is in your current budget and it is?
Yes,
in
yes,
the
ma'am.
upcoming.
I made sure to pull the last 3 years to compare and then include it in the current, in the new one.
If there aren't any further questions, I would like to make a motion to approve the payment of the Hart Inter-Civic Maintenance Extended Warranty invoice.
Second.
There's a motion before the court on agenda item number 15 by Commissioner Walker, seconded by Commissioner Cox. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item number 16, again, County Elections Administrator. Consider and take action to approve the interlocal contract between the Department of Information Resources and Grimes County relating to the use of the DIR Shared Services Master Services Agreement. attachment number 16. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so one of the things that IT Director Greg Cannon and I discussed is the fact that Department of Information, or DIR, wants to look at everyone, elections departments as a whole for the state of Texas, auditing the overall safety of our programs, safety of how to make sure there's no hacking, there's no penetration, to make sure that we as a whole are not storing passwords underneath keyboards, things like that. So something that...
Where are you supposed to store them if you don't put them?
I know. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Judge. You'll have to move them, Judge. I already moved mine. So one of the things that we did in May, I looked at how we did just personnel-wise, how we trained anybody that we brought in, things like that, just to kind of get the ball rolling. We looked at, Greg and I both looked at the how we store and did any backups for our programs, voter registration data, anything like that. We believe that department-wise, we are very secure. They're going to come in and just kind of solidify that fact. Make sure that everything's on board, make sure that we're meeting, that we have the necessary firewall, if I'm wrong, things like that, and then go from there. The contract that you have will just kind of outline those terms. We've talked to them in length at least twice, both on AT&T side and on DIR side, just to make sure that there's not going to be any issues with liability. So part of my concern was, are you going to slow down my work? Because I preach efficiency a lot. I like to get things done. We don't have a lot of time, so we want to make sure that we can do that. And then we want to make sure there's not going to be any issues if something goes wrong. Can they break anything? Do we have to pay for anything if they break it? So the contract itself outlines all of that. Judge Fouth would be the primary contact, and then it'll be myself and Mr. Cannon. There's no cost, which is always a good thing. So there's no cost for that. The state's covering that. Anything that we want to do aside from this, of course, there's a cost for that. But that part we're not worried about right now. We mainly just want to kind of get the ball rolling with getting them to come in and make sure that we are at least above board, that we don't have any issues coming out for the next 2 different elections.
And again, just for clarification, it's your intent to have this done prior to the November election, which is kind of a, I won't call it a soft, but it's not going to be as busy as
Yes.
what we have coming for the primaries next March, and then the big general election in 2020. Okay.
Yes, so my goal is to get this done in August, so that way, just before, especially with me taking over from this stuff, to make sure there's no issues, that we have, anything that we might have to do, fix, tweak, we can, Greg Cannon and I can get that done. They will be here for 2 days in-house, and Greg, 2 days behind the scenes?
I think so.
And then afterwards, we will receive a report card, which we'll be happy to present and make sure it's posted on our website as well for community involvement.
Has the county attorney had the opportunity to review this contract?
No, not yet. But I will say this is the verbiage and same contract for each and every county. And I have reached out to other counties just to make sure that there's no issues, surprises. But I'll be happy to submit it to them if they need to.
I mean, from my standpoint, traditionally, most contracts that come through the Commissioner's Court have had the eyeballs of the county attorney
We can do that.
upon them. So it's not that I have any objection to this, but I would feel more comfortable if he had the opportunity to review that from a legal standpoint.
I can email Corey and schedule some time with you. Okay. Do that?
So we'll table it until after the attorney review, and then we'll get it, then you'll take action to get it back on the agenda?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, not a problem at all. Corey,
All right.
email you today.
So it's tabled for review of county attorney to be placed back on agenda for approval. All right, anything else?
Thank
So
you.
thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. We'll go to agenda item number 17. County Clerk Vanessa Brzezinski, discuss and approve moving Deputy Barbara Comich from a grade 4 to a grade 7, making her a Chief Deputy Clerk to be effective October 1, 2019.
Good morning, Commissioners. This was brought before Commissioners Court back in May, and apparently no action was taken. It was discussed, and there was a consensus, but for whatever reason, it was not voted on because it was a 2019-2020 budget item. So in order to be included in the budget, I need your approval to move Ms. Comich from a 4 to a 7 so that she can be the Chief Deputy of my office.
Mary, do we currently have, or Jesse's not in here. Do we currently have that in the budget numbers for 19? We do not, okay.
It got left out.
Okay. But we did, Commissioner Cox, we did approve that move, or we,
When I went back and looked at the minutes, it said no action was taken.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not disputing what you're saying. Obviously, that's probably true. I saw this agenda item and I I thought we had already taken action on that, but it may have been left out for
I think,
a reason I don't know about.
if memory serves me, and I seldom use that, but we agreed that she could take it to the 7, but we didn't approve it at the time because it was going to be a budget. I thought the discussion was, well, we're going to address it when we do the budgets.
Yeah,
That's correct, but I think Vanessa and I spoke, and our concern, we were a little confused because the words that were spoken were, well, that's a budget item, we'll come to it then, but so was everybody else's that were approved, so we were.
yeah, and it didn't
Okay.
get on the list because it was submitted to the
Okay.
auditors. So it just got omitted, apparently.
And you, and I don't want to rehash it all, but you
Sure.
previously had a Deputy 7?
I did,
Yes.
and she retired.
Right.
And so when David Paskett retired, he left it up to me to fill that position.
And you're now of the opinion to fill that position?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Comich is your desired replacement for
Yes.
that position? Okay.
Can I speak to that?
Sure.
You were here when Mr. Paskett was making the changes in the
Right.
office, and they basically took, I guess, the salary it was kind of split, and people,
Yes, it was.
and they were moved to different areas, and that salary was split. So maybe that's where the discussion came in, because now we've got to add that money back in there
Right.
that was distributed amongst the different
Yeah,
positions.
unfortunately, that did happen, but I do have a vacant position that does need to be filled, so.
When you say you have a vacant,
I currently do not have a chief deputy in my office.
but weren't you part of the discussion Mr. Paskett had in making those changes?
I was, and I was her replacement, but they weren't gonna put me in as a 7. They kept me at my current level,
Right.
and so, for whatever reason, he didn't want to put me in that same position. So when we reorganized it, he put me in as an office manager instead of a chief deputy.
Well, maybe since we have a meeting right after this, we could wait until then to go into it further, because we really need to look at the numbers and see what that change made, because the monies
Right,
that was
'cause it is a
there.
salary increase.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
The monies that was there was distributed amongst
It
what
was.
positions that were there. So it's gonna increase your budget this year, right?
It will, but she's kind of already technically doing that job, and so she should be compensated for it.
But we also state in our policy that we may, it doesn't say we have to move people. So it would behoove us to really delve into those numbers to see how it's gonna change. Because we've been doing so many changes, taking people to different grades. And I do specifically remember this, that
Okay.
it was discussed, Mr. David discussed the changes with you.
Yes, sir.
And you were on board for it. So let us look into it a little bit more
Okay.
as to how it's gonna affect this budget.
Yeah, if you want to talk about it this afternoon, we can do that.
Is there an agreement to that with the other commissioners? Sure. Any other comments, commissioners?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Then
Thank
we
you.
will resolve
Thank you,
that
Ms.
in our
Vanessa.
workshop today.
Yeah, that
So
way we
you'll know.
can look at it.
Did y'all catch all that for the minutes? Sure y'all caught all that? Okay. All right. That's agenda item number 17. Agenda item number 18, County Court of Law Judge Tut McLean reconsider and take action to adjust pay rate for county clerk at law clerk position in accordance with duties and previous salary structure determination for court-related work and make the position a full-time position effective immediately.
I texted Tuck at his request because he's got
Court.
today, and gave him plenty of warning. I've received no reply.
Do we want to wait and discuss this one in workshop also?
We can
Kind of
do
related
that
as well.
And if he's available, but, okay. Is that an agreement,
Yes.
commissioners?
Yes.
All right, so we'll cover that on our workshop this afternoon. Would you let him know that's what we're gonna do in the event he's through with court?
Going to discuss it at the,
We're gonna discuss this reconsideration, because he's got some changes going on in his office as we speak,
so you want to
so.
wait till the budget workshop?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Judge, just to
Yeah, thank you.
just to clarify, the meeting, the budget workshop meeting is, I think, on the agenda for immediately after this one, not this afternoon. I mean, it may extend into the afternoon, but
Well, yeah,
just clarify.
no, that's fine. Oh, y'all don't wanna work this afternoon, huh?
No, we just know that
I'm here
this
for the
says
dinner.
nine.
You know how I am.
9 a.m. and you're saying afternoon. We just trying to.
I think you're the one who's speculating.
This one's not going to last that much longer, right?
No, this ought to be pretty clear. All right, so, thank you for the clarification, Commissioner.
Just trying to keep
All right.
it.
Y'all don't deer hunt, y'all don't have enough patience, I'm telling you.
We don't
Shoot and
fish
go.
either. Okay.
Okay, all right. Agenda item number 19, Road and Bridge Engineer, Mr. Harry Walker. Authorize Road and Bridge to go out for bids on a new maintenance barn located on 2445, and that would be the property we're not selling.
That's correct.
All right.
Try not to sell the dirt out from underneath ourselves.
There you go.
Yeah, we've been working with Paul Malik on the plans for the brick, for the barn. We're in the final stages of getting that all fine-tuned. So we're asking for permission to go ahead and go out for bids on it now. It may not happen immediately, depending on how long the final set of revisions take, but I want to be prepared in case it does, as we're rapidly approaching the end of the fiscal year. And with the revisions we've made, I reported to you previously on the cost estimate. That's been reduced to $456,000, which is the ballpark of the number we've been talking about in the budget to cover the balance for next year.
And you have 300 in this year's budget?
300 in this year, and I'd asked for 150 for next year, and if we're going out for bids, that number will change again. I'm not worried too much about the $6,000 difference at this stage.
Okay.
I move to authorize Road and Bridge to seek bids on the new maintenance barn located at FM 2445.
Second.
There's a motion before the court on agenda item number 19 by Commissioner Mallett, seconded by Commissioner Cox. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item 20, authorize Road and Bridge to go out for bids for the CR 202 bridge project to be constructed under the 2015 GLO CDBG grant.
We're at a similar stage on the grant project. We're in the final edits on the bridge plans. This is, again, it's grant funded through the GLO. If you recall, the original grant, we hoped to cover the 202 bridge and the bridge on 201. Since then, we have obtained an agreement with TxDOT that the 201 bridge will be replaced under their bridge program. So we pulled that out of the grant project, and we're just doing the 202 bridge. The estimate on the 202 bridge is $489,000. We have a full concrete bridge similar to what TxDOT does, and that is within the budget allowance we have under the grant. So we want to go ahead and get out the bids on this also. I would also point out there is associated road work on 202 Pine Brook, 201, and some of the other roads off of 201 that will be done by county crews, not under this contract. This is strictly for the bridge.
So the road work is on us?
Yes. We have about a year and a month on our contract with GLO to get the bridge built, so we're in pretty good shape.
The 201 and 202, those are both down in Commissioner Dobianski's precinct, correct?
Yes.
On his behalf, I'll make a motion that we authorize Road and Bridge to go out for bids on the CR 202 bridge project to be constructed under the 2015 GLO CDBG grant. Is there a second? Okay. There's a motion before the court on agenda item number 20 by County Judge Joe Fowl, seconded by Commissioner Chad Mallett. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Road and Bridge report, please, sir.
We got started on our chip sealing projects last week. We did several roads down in the Mill Creek area, adjacent to Todd Mission, and then we moved up. We're finishing up a couple of roads in King Oaks right now, and then we're planning to move to 410 and 446 will be the next. So that's moving forward. It's going real well. Be our primary activity for the next month or 6 weeks. There'll be a lot of the general routine maintenance and everything will slow down as it does every time we're paving. We are also, part of what we're doing right now is getting the Harrison Bracewell area set up on the base for a contractor to come in. He'll be coming in late August or the beginning of September to do the chip sealing there. Besides that, we've completed hauling the broken concrete from Navasota Junior High. The contractor finished up.
Before you leave chip seal, do you know how much footage or how much mileage you've done on that?
Not on what's been completed so far.
Okay.
I don't have those figures.
If you could share that in your next Road and Bridge, would be great.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah, we did Smithway, Magnolia, and Overhill down in the Mill Creek area.
Right.
And then we did Scarborough and Winston and King Oaks. Those are complete as we speak. None of those are very long roads.
Okay.
But the ones down in the Mill Creek area were ones we were trying to do last year.
Right.
And we got rained out basically in September. Weren't able to finish them, so we started back there. I'll give you a report next time of where we stand.
Did we need to post constables on those until it sets up so nobody spins out on them like last year?
We actually had, Jimmy Armadas came out and provided some traffic control for us, and that helped out. We did not have any damages in the Mill Creek area on those roads.
Good.
We have had some damage in King Oaks, but that's because of the volume of construction traffic. Winston is the construction entrance for the subdivision.
Okay.
And just as soon as we were done, the heavy trucks and everything were back in there. And right at that intersection where they turn off of Winston, I do have some damage reported already.
Okay.
But yeah, we did have, the constable's office helped out, and the crews really appreciated that. And surprisingly, the driver's a little slower and a little more respectful when the constable's sitting there watching what they're doing.
Very good. Okay, thank you.
Elsewhere, we're continuing to pick up trees, and a lot of trees still that have been cleaned up from the last couple of storms. We get everything off the road, initially, and we're having to go back, clean up the dead trees and branches and everything. have been talking to a couple of developers on some new projects coming in. There'll be more coming on those in the future. And we'll continue to work with representatives of FEMA, both on the 2018 disaster declaration on reimbursements there, and also trying to collect some of the money that's left from the 2015 grant still outstanding, as well as we're working on Hurricane Harvey related grant applications, both for the county and several of the small towns. So there's a lot of activity in the disaster area right now. Any questions?
I don't have a question, I just got a comment, and it's small in comparison to everything else you have going on, but I noticed you have restriped the annex and the county clerk's office. Could you check the distance on those stripings at the county clerk's office, please?
They did what was on the plans, which were submitted for review before they went out to bids, and nobody's had.
Okay. So they are what they are?
They are what they are unless somebody wants to bring another contractor in and remove them and redo it.
Are they too tight or are they too loose or?
Yeah, you can't get in there.
They're too close together.
Are they?
Yeah.
You can get in there, but you just can't get out of your vehicle, or you will struggle getting out of your vehicle.
You insinuating I'm fat?
No, not at all.
That was a general statement, okay, okay. Okay. Anything else?
Unless there are any other questions?
Have the contractor started on Lynx Road yet?
No. They are telling us early August they'll be ready to start. We're still getting all the contract documents and everything in place. I need to start talking to the property owners over there, want to have a little bit firmer handle on the starting day,
Okay.
and let them know we'll have the road shut down for a while.
Okay. Would you please reach out to NOV?
I will. We'll talk to all the property owners that have drives on that road, and make sure they're aware of the headaches that are coming.
Okay, thank you.
All right, agenda item number, thank you, Mr. Walker. Agenda item number 21, consider and take action to approve the interlocal agreement between the Brazos Valley Council of Governments, BVCOG, and the Grimes County for E911 Public Safety Answers Point PSAP services and E911 Database Maintenance Services, and authorize the county judge as signatory. See attachment number 21. Sheree, that's all of these, correct?
There's only two originals, the other ones are just copies.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to differentiate between the two.
But these are the typical agreements John C's reviewed.
Yes,
so-
sir. We do them every few years.
Right.
One of them had an added paragraph, an attachment. I think it had to do with security. But the rest of it was the same except the numbers.
Ms. Lee is here.
Ma'am?
Ms. Lee?
Yep. Any comments, Kat?
Questions?
Were there?
It's basically the same that for my department, that we have every year. You'll see, in the contract, I believe there is a list of scope of work, that has been signed by myself and Anita Pitt, and also an interview was conducted last week by Anita Pitt in my office, for review of inventory to go along with the contract.
And these are some of the documents that help provide some of the equipment you have and some of the financing of your department?
Yes, we have a $20,000 a year grant from BVCOG for maintenance services, And we also receive periodic replacement for computers, monitors, Trimble units, R1 units, sign-making machines, and above and beyond the 20,000.
Based on that, is there a motion?
Yes. I make the motion, we approve the interlocal agreement between the Brazos Valley Council of Governments and Grimes County for 911 Public Safety Answers Point, PSAP services, and E911 database maintenance services, and authorize county judge as signatory.
Second.
There's a motion before the court on agenda item number 21 by Commissioner Walker, seconded by Commissioner Cox. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item 22, consider and take action regarding the burn ban and authorize the county judge as signatory. Mr. Lilly's gone. Chief Green, do you have any comments on the burn ban? We've had a week of dry, but we're supposed to get rain Friday, maybe, and Saturday better, so.
I don't have any comments on it.
Just need to keep a
Keep
close
an eye, I think so.
Keep it close, but not
So
too-
commissioners, if you get calls or heads up, let me know, please. So we'll take no action on 22. 23, receive any updates on the strategic plan? I don't have any updates, but I am going to commit to the court, once we get this budget behind us, I'm going to start looking at that again, and if y'all would do the same, and maybe there's some things already been done we can knock off, or reassignments, or encourage assignments to get that back on track, okay? Any other comments on the strategic plan? Okay, agenda item number 24, discuss and possible action to authorize the sale of county-owned property on 2445 on Natchez Avenue in Iola. It is expected that the court will convene a closed or executive session regarding this item as authorized by section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code. Deliberation regarding real property. I'll ask the question publicly, Mr. Walker, do we need to go into a closed session, or do we?
I believe we do.
Okay. Then we're going to ask those members of the court not invited to stay to please. The time is 11:17 a.m. We are the same day. We are back in open meeting. We adjourned to executive session on agenda item number 24. We had two areas of discussion. So now it comes to the possible take action to authorize the sale of county property owned on 2445. I'll stop right there. So is there a motion?
I move to authorize the sale of county property on FM 2445 via sealed bid.
Second.
Do we put a stipulation of dates into that motion?
No, I think you just try to do it
Okay.
as much as possible.
All right. And that's going to be left under the control of our road and bridge engineer, Mr. Harry Walker? All right. Do y'all have those notes?
For the minutes, it wouldn't be the entire portion of 2445. Do you have like a ballpark estimation of how many
10
acres,
acres.
east side, west side?
9 point something, or is it
The
10?
western is basically 10.2 acres, I believe.
It is the western portion of the property.
Western portion of the property with the home on it.
10.2164.
2164 acres,
With a home.
including the home.
Well, a house. Somebody needs to live in it and make it a home, but right now it's a house.
That's what I was thinking.
But it's like a 1,400 square foot house. All right, we have a motion before the court. Do I have a second?
I second it, Judge.
There's a motion before the court on agenda item number 24 for the portion of FM 2445 by Commissioner Mallett, seconded by Commissioner Cox. And just for clarity, it's to put on the market and receive sealed bids for the 10.2 something acres. That is the western portion of the property that does include the approximately 1,400 square foot house. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That portion of the motion carries. The second portion is in regards to the Natchez Avenue Iola property in Iola, Texas.
No action on that.
There's no action to be taken on that at this time. We don't need to take a vote from the Commissioners Court on that. That brings us to agenda item number 25. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion before the court on agenda item number 25 by Commissioner Mallett, seconded by Commissioner Walker. Discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries unanimously.